Tomorrow is the big day, and we are going to be live for round 1 of the 2024 NFL Draft. So I encourage you to subscribe and turn on your notifications. That way you don't miss out. We're going to be live at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be breaking down the picks before they announce them on TV, giving you a lot of fun, interactive, and informative and entertaining coverage. And this right here is going to be the thumbnail. So subscribe and join us tomorrow. We'll see you for our coverage. But coming up now, I'm going to talk about some free agent targets to go and get after the NFL draft, just in case you don't, or the Saints miss out on some positions of need, or just in case they want to go and add a little bit of extra firepower. But I still think that there's a lot of talented free agents out there, so let's kick it off with Justin Simmons, ladies and gentlemen. He is my number 1 free agent target, and he's been my number 1 free agent target since, honestly, day 2 or 3 of free agency had wrapped up. I really think that bringing in a player of this caliber would be excellent. He leads the NFL in interceptions since being drafted, and look how good he looks in a Saints uniform. I need it. 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 So help me out and make it happen by typing "I need it" in the comments. Because look at this depth chart. I really like what Jordan Howden is capable of, and I really like what he was able to do in his rookie season. Tyrann Mathieu, he's still playing at a really high level. However, I do think Father Time will eventually catch up. So having a guy like Justin Simmons to tag team along with Jonathan Abram and JT Gray, I think could really be beneficial. And I do think that the Saints are going to target safety in the draft. So maybe they go and get another young guy, but another veteran that they can have hang out and help be a quality leader and a quality player on the defense when Tyrann Mathieu leaves. So if you want the Saints to sign Justin Simmons, also think about how great him and Tyrann Mathieu would be together. That would be awesome. Just type JS in the comment section. Get loud for me, Who Dat Nation. So let's kick it to the interior offensive line. This is a major need, in my opinion. Dalton Risner is one of the better offensive linemen left available in free agency. You could also go the route of bringing back Andrus Peat, but I wanted to pick some names that were, not currently or not in the locker room recently. But in terms of people leaving the locker room, we got some roster news. Offensive lineman James Hurst announced his retirement on Instagram today. And this is just one of those things that he's been in the league for 10 seasons, and he wasn't necessarily the greatest offensive guard for the Saints last year, but he did beat out Andrus Peat to be the starting left guard. Peat kicked it over to left tackle to take over for Penning, but now he's gone. Andrus Peat, he is still a free agent. So this is what the depth chart looks like right now, and it's pretty damn thin. Trevor Penning, Nick Saldiveri, who was a draft pick last year for the New Orleans Saints, Eric McCoy, and Cesar Ruiz, and Ryan Ramczyk. This may not even be your starting offensive line. And I do think the Saints are going to draft an offensive tackle, but maybe they forget the interior offensive line, or maybe they want to bring in a veteran rather than having a ton of young guys on the depth or on the offensive line as well. So I could see them going the route of a Dalton Risner in free agency. But in terms of kicking it into, the pass catcher realm or kicking it into the skill possession realm, I really like Tyler Boyd. And I've talked about this player on the channel before, but I think that a guy like Tyler Boyd could bring some firepower to this offense. And I was looking at the numbers and I was looking at the stats before Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins came around and after Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins came around, and it was actually pretty mind-boggling. The targets, very, very similar. The receptions, 0.2 yards difference. So I'd say pretty much similar. The receiving yards, not even 5 yards of a difference. It's 4 yards of a difference. And then the receiving touchdowns, 0.2 of a difference. So this is a player who's extremely consistent and has been consistent, and you can get that type of production from him every single year, regardless of the role that he's filling. Call me greedy, But I want firepower on offense. I don't want this offense to be lackluster. I don't want excuses for Derek Carr. I don't want to see this team just not be able to put up points. I want the Saints to be a firepower-filled offense. So that's why I want to go wide receiver in free agency as well. But rank this Saints offense across the NFL. Scale it for me 1 to 32. I would put it somewhere in like the 12 to 15 range. I don't think they're quite a top 10 offense, but I do think that they're not a bottom half offense. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment sections. And if you know ball, prove it down below. I'm going to be interacting with all of y'all in the comments. And while you're down there, there is a link to our very good friends over at Game Time. And if you use that link, and you plug in code CHATSPORTS, you can get $20 off your first purchase. And some things I love about Game Time, it's the best seats, lowest price guaranteed. They have flash deals, zone deals, all sorts of promos. And whenever the event gets closer, the prices actually drop. And it's the lowest price guaranteed. You can see the view from your seats on the app. And to be honest, another cool thing I like about it is how user-friendly it is. And you can also know, like, when a game is going to have, like, a bobblehead giveaway or if they're giving away some scarves or T-shirts. They let you know that in the Game Time app. So if you want to go to a concert, a comedy show, a sporting event, any sort of live event, you got to get tickets from Game Time. Go to download the Game Time app. Use our promo code, CHATSPORTS. That's code CHATSPORTS, and you get $20 off. Once again, terms do apply. Download the Game Time app. Use our code CHATSPORTS. You can get $20 off. All that information is in the comment section and description of this video. So Steven Nelson, to me, is a player that I think would be exhilarating in the defense. And I think that this is a player who, yeah, he's getting up there in the age column, but is still putting up really, really good production. I mean, sure, the run defense grade from PFF isn't incredible, but I don't need it to be incredible. I need him to be a reliable veteran backup. I need him to be a quality player to throw into the mix and to throw into the rotation. To be honest, for me, the Saints don't need a starting cornerback. I have full faith in Marshawn Lattimore and Paulson Adebo and Alontae Taylor. Between those three, I think they got it covered. But I do want to have some depth. You lost Isaac Yiadom in free agency. He signed with the San Francisco 49ers. So I think bringing in a guy like Steven Nelson or, hell, a Stephon Gilmore or Xavier Howard can make sense. But I like Steven Nelson more than I like those other two players. That's just my personal opinion. But I do think that offensive tackle, not just interior offensive line, is a position in need. So I'm bringing in Mekhi Becton as a free agent target. Now, I'm going to be honest, this isn't my favorite idea to bring in as an offensive tackle, but there's really not a lot of quality players left. I mean, La'el Collins is off the market. Mekhi Becton, pretty much the best thing you got. And the Saints need to be smart spenders. I think that they've done a good job of that thus far into the offseason, and they've done a good job of limiting the money and, being creative with the contracts. But this offensive line depth chart is so depleted and it's so beat down. And quite honestly, there's a lot of youth in Cesar Ruiz, Nick Saldiveri, and Trevor Penning. So I think that they got to go and add some veteran experience to this depth chart, and I think that Mekhi Becton can bring a little bit of that, even though he struggled early in his career. But if you are joining our live draft coverage tomorrow, I need you to type me in the comment section. Once again, starting at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. We will see you there. Y'all stay golden. See you at our live show.